Hey, what's up YouTube? So today I'm going to be installing a USB charging port in my 2010 Toyota RAV4. So I've already installed some USB charging ports in my FJ Cruiser, but the RAV4 needed some upgrading as well. I thought that the best place to put one would be in one of these switch blank areas right here. I'll probably go with this one right here. Now I've already purchased this port and it's gonna fit right in that slot right there. So basically the wiring is pretty simple. There's just a red and a black. The red is to go to your power and the black is to your ground. So the fuse block on this car potentially will look a little bit different than the one on your car, but the principle is the same. So before we go any further, I just want to talk about the different types of car fuses. These two sets are completely different, but they're very similar. And you'll see that when I open them up, they're very similar in size. The 120, it just stands for 120 pieces in the kit. This one also has 120 pieces. This is called the mini fuse set, and I used this specifically for my FJ Cruiser. I had to buy this set because the RAV4 takes a different set of fuses. So these are actually low profile mini fuses. And let me just open them up to show you the difference here. So they all come in multiple amperages, ranging from, looks like 5 to, let's see, 30, and they're all color coded. So for the sake of example here, I'm just going to pull out the red one here, which is a 10 amp fuse, and one from this box. So taking a quick look, the one on the right is the mini fuse, and the one on the left is the low profile. So you can see already that there is kind of a difference. They're both very small, but they will fit in different ATA circuits. So if you're purchasing an ATA circuit like so, you want to make sure that the correct size fuse fits in the ATA circuit. So this one here is made for the mini fuse. So this mini fuse will fit properly in one of these slots. So it's just slide it in, you just kind of push it in. So there it is, that's in. Now by contrast, if I wanted to take the low profile fuse, that red plastic here kind of limits it from going all the way in. So I really can't push this in any further than where that plastic meets the black plastic here. So this obviously would be the incorrect fuse for this specific ATA circuit. By contrast, here is a third size, and just to compare the different size fuses. All right, the middle one here is the mini fuse, and the one on the left here is a low profile. So clearly 3 different sizes here. This clearly won't fit in there. This size fuse is made specifically for this ATA circuit here. So just be aware that if you have different cars, they all kind of take different fuses and different ATA circuits. So I know that my fuse box is below this panel somewhere, so it's not going to need any extension to run it up here. But if I were to run it, say like somewhere in the middle console or whatever, somewhere down here, I definitely would need extra wiring to extend that. So what you have to do is you have to solder it and secure that connection to extend the red line. But anyway, in this case, we're not going to need an extension. I've already done the soldering. This is the black wire. I just soldered this terminal ring to the end of it. At the end of this, I've already soldered this to an ATA circuit, and that's what it looks like. All right, so every fuse box should have a diagram, and just taking a look at this here, I want my USB port to come on with the key in the ACC position. I don't want it to be hot all the time, which means that when your car is turned off, the USB port is still active, and I don't want that to continuously drain my battery. So I'm gonna find an ACC slot here. I know that these USB charging ports don't require a lot of amperage, so I'm gonna find the smallest one here, and I do see that there are a few 7.5 amps available. I don't see any 5s here, so I'm going to use a 7.5. And I see a nice convenient one here, this 7.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap into this 7.5 ACC fuse. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to reach under and take a look at the fuses. So the one that I want is this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off this 7.5 fuse. Alright, now that I have that fuse out, I'm going to plug it into this ATA circuit. So the ATA circuit basically allows you to jump into a current fuse. So essentially what's happening is this ATA circuit is going to act as if this fuse was not removed. So in order to restore that, you want to put the original fuse back in place in one of these slots here. So now it's back in the slot. If I plug this in back to the fuse box, it would act as if this fuse was never removed at all. So in order to jump into that fuse, instead of having to cut wires and solder together, what you would do is you take an additional fuse. I'm just going to match the amperages here, so I'm going to pull a brown 7.5 amp fuse. Basically going to jump this circuit by adding this fuse into that second location, that second slot there. So now I have two 7.5 amp fuses, and this one on top is going to power my USB charging cable, and the second one on the bottom is the original one. Alright, so now that I have that, I'm going to plug it back into the fuse box. Now before I make any electronic connections, I just want to make sure that I give myself as much room to work with as possible. So I'm going to pull off this plastic trim piece here. And that reveals a little bit more space to work with. And because I have this out now, I can then go underneath and pull out this switch blank where my USB charging port is going to go. There it goes. So now basically I'm just going to feed this in from the top on down. So my wiring is going to go through. And that's just going to snap into place right there. So cool thing about this is that it has two USB charging ports and a voltmeter. So you'll see once I turn that on that it'll show the voltage on the battery, which is nice because this RAV4 doesn't come with any built-in voltmeters from the factory. Alright, now that I have my USB port in place, here are my two cables. Basically there's the red and the black, right? So what we need to do now is we need to find a grounding spot or grounding screw for this black, and we're just going to plug this into the fuse box, which is the power source. Now I'm just tucking up my cables to kind of clean things up a little bit. Alright, so now that I have my power plugged in to the fuse box, it's always a good idea to test the connection with a easily accessible grounding spot, just to make sure that everything is correctly placed. Sometimes the fuse will be upside down and then you'll have to flip it upside down, but in this case I'm going to insert my key and turn my car into the ACC position. And a common grounding test spot for me is this door screw. If I just touch this piece of metal, that should close the connection, and there I have power here. So once again, if I remove that closes the loop. So now I know that all I need to do now is find a good grounding spot and I'll be done. So since this cable extends down here, The most ideal situation for me would be to find a grounding screw somewhere in this, underneath this panel here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up this this panel. This little plastic screw unscrews counterclockwise, and from here I can kind of pull off and access this panel. And right away I already see a little metal screw right there, kind of where my index finger is. All right, so I don't really need to pull that much. You can see it right there, right? And just to test this spot, I'm gonna take the loop here and I'm gonna touch it. And when I do that, if I go up here, I do see that it's powered. So I'm good there. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna unscrew this bolt and then I'm gonna connect the loop here. Okay, so this is a 10 millimeter and I've got my ratchet here and I'm basically going to unscrew it. Alright, so now the screw is off. I'm basically going to essentially slide this in here in the loop and then reinsert the screw like that. Alright, I'm not sure if it's easy to see, but here is my black line. I've run it behind this plastic trim here, and you can see it's actually behind that piece of plastic, and the bolt is just going to go back in place and the connection is made. So now I'm just going to tighten it back up and make sure that I put all this weather stripping back and all the plastic trim back, and that should be it. Okay, now that everything is back and tidied, we're just going to take a look at the results here. Plug that in to the ACC position and we got power. So it shows that my voltmeter is working and the USB ports are working. So like I said, the ADA circuits for other vehicles may be different depending on what car you have, but the wiring is essentially the same. You're going to use the red and connect that to a fuse in your fuse box, and then you're going to take the black and ground it to a grounding spot, and that's it. Hopefully that was helpful. I know a lot of people say that the wiring is super easy, but for someone who has really no idea where to begin, this should be some good information for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will catch you on the next one.